Good morning, EDCI 702 crew. We just left Goldsboro. It's still fresh in my mind, and I had a great weekend with you. It was wonderful getting to know you better and spending some time together in a face-to-face session. This is a poor substitute for that, but I'm here with a mini lecture for you this week, and mostly some follow-up and follow behind. Since the Martian Willis chapter this week is on curriculum evaluation and student assessment, here's some formative feedback for you on your presentations. I meant to do this Sunday and didn't do it. I apologize. I was taking notes, and I can give you more specific notes, but my plan after those presentations was to do a plus delta. I hope that you know that quality tool or formative feedback instrument. I wanted to tell you each for your presentations at least one thing that you did really well. And a delta is not a weakness or a bad thing, but maybe a suggestion for improvement. And there's always room for improvement. This is the philosophy of continuous improvement, and if you don't know, it is baked into all that we do and that you do in school improvement, but continuous improvement is the philosophy that we can always get better at what we're doing. So in general, I wanted to say you ladies did a really fine job of presenting your pillar practice from Drago Severson, and in particular, not to speak ill of others, but you did better than Dr. Saban's groups, I think. I wrote in my notes that the leadership roles group read the slides to us a whole bunch. And in the leadership roles, they had some really funny videos. You remember the ants, but those seemed to be about teaming, not about leadership roles. So I wondered if they couldn't have found some better stuff to present there. That teaming group, I really loved their role play in the beginning. I thought that came through as good, believable pros and cons about the way teachers see teaming. On your stuff, the collegial, and we're all colleagues, which is a hard G, but I'm pretty sure that you pronounce it the same way. And I'm sorry if I was not modeling good spoken English. Collegial inquiry is inquiry or conversation between colleagues. Y'all engaged us in activities about the reflection and the writing activity, the paired discussion. Y'all did a wonderful job engaging us as adult learners and modeling adult learning style. So thank you. Technology, if I had a delta for your group, I might have practiced the technology because you know, it's Murphy's rule. If it can go wrong, it will. And I'm sorry that the technology in the classroom wasn't cooperating. If you do something like that in the future, get to class early, and I'll give you time to practice on the machine. Mentoring, y'all did a wonderful job, and I guess this week's reading in Drago Severson is mentoring. So if you haven't already read that, read that. But the group. Jody and Natalie, you did a wonderful job on that presentation. You kept the slide information mercifully brief. There were titles, but not a lot of text for anyone to read, and that's a good thing. You involved us in the learning. I didn't have any deltas at first, but sure, I need to make a formative suggestion for improvement. I might have done a pre-assessment of the group. You're talking to a bunch of adults who are in a curriculum and instruction doctoral program. How many of them have been mentors in the past? How many of them, maybe, are there any mentor experts in the group or novices? You might have done a real quick poll to see where folks were on mentoring before you told us something new about mentoring. There's my feedback. And again, that is to say, y'all did wonderful presentations. Next time I'll grade them and give you all A's, but nice job on that. You ought to start off the readings this week. I did cut out one dialogue post. I know you're working hard on your CNA and OAs. I don't want to add a lot of extra work this week, but you're supposed to start on Fitzpatrick, skim it, read it, but remember that these are all books that need to stay on your shelf and that you will come back to. I hope that you will cite them later. You're going to quote Fitzpatrick in your program evaluation. Believe me, you will. And this is a beautiful cookbook for how to conduct a program evaluation if you read it. You're to skim or to read chapter 1 this week, and then the dialogue post is simply your initial thoughts about your program evaluation. We had some discussions, we had some dialogues about what programs you might choose. I hope that Jody, you are really going to do a Leader in Me kind of a PE. Maybe that's going to be your a pilot for you for the for your dissertation. I don't know, but again, give us your initial thoughts. You don't need to respond to somebody else, but help me understand that you've been thinking about the PE and you have a potential program to go evaluate. And then, yes, tell us a little bit about your experience in mentoring, and that's to align with Drago Severson, chapter 6 that you were to read this week. So chapter 1 of Fitzpatrick, chapter 6 of Leading Adult Learning, the Drago Severson, and chapter 8 in Marsh and Willis. Let me say something about that. Again, you're in a doctoral program for curriculum and instruction. I hope that you are already, or that you will have opportunities in the future to model being instructional leaders. Being an instructional leader is as simple sometimes as turning to your team member or another teacher on the hall and saying, well, here's a project that I'm using to teach this unit. Can I share it with you? Here's how I assess when kids bring in shoebox models or dioramas and authentic assessment projects. Here's a copy of the quiz that I used last time, or the oral the oral questions that could substitute for the quiz for that kid who has trouble reading and writing but could speak the answers to you. I hope that you are developing toolboxes, that is, as instructional leaders of various different things, including alternative assessments and some creative alternative to the true-false multiple choice test at the end of the chapter. Assessment takes many, many forms. I hope you know this about formative and summative assessments, but also, if you have a deep toolbox of various different non-standard assessments, authentic assessments you can share with others, you're going to be seen as an instructional leader. And it's expected, I think, as you go forward and try to assume a role as a building level leader or as a district instructional leader, you need to know about portfolios and role playing and the items in figure 8-7 on 265. There's a lot of good stuff in chapter 8 from Marsh and Willis. And again, this is one of these books that you're going to put on your shelf and pull down when it's time to talk with that BT about something beyond true-false tests. Okay? So good stuff. Know it, respond to it, and light work here. Don't spend a lot of time reading and responding. Do spend time this week on your CNAs, on your OAs. And as I said here, if you're having difficulty with that, write to me. Call me. Pick up your call that cell phone number. Daytimes, if I'm available, I'll pick up and speak with you about it. If not, let's make some time to talk. I can do these as a live video conference Zoom meetings. As long as you have a camera and want to talk to me, you can share your work in progress. I can give you feedback on it. So take advantage of that. Don't struggle in the weeds. Misery is optional. Reach out if you need help. Nice talking at you. Hope to see you again soon.